invite His Excellency Shri Jagdeep Dhankar Ji, the Honorable Vice President of India, to address the gathering.
Well, I take your leave to speak while sitting. I am trained to do that since August 2022, when I, by virtue of being Vice President of the country, became Chairman Rajya Sabha.
Sir.
Chairman rises only when there is disturbance or disruption. Now, with this kind of decorum and discipline, I should be. General Gurmeet Singh, Governor of Devbhoomi, Uttarakhand, brings on the table energy, motivation, inspiration, and guidance for all. His life is a testimony to the sublimity of public service and exemplification of excellence. Amandeep ji, I am greatly humbled by the words you have chosen about me. The good thing is, my wife is not here today. She would have had many reservations and many caveats would have come. But thank you so much.
Honor, sir.
Distinguished parents, there can't be a prouder moment for you than this. Amazing moment.
Sir.
Members of the faculty, members of the staff, distinguished members of the bureaucracy, and I must justify my presence. I am here for you, boys and girls. I am here to mark my attendance, as I could not make it on the last occasion because of weather conditions. And I am sure you will appreciate, because as a student in Sunday school, I was taught punctuality, never failing punctuality. Right from the time I stepped on the premises, it has been very different for me. And I could see the institution has a reputation which is recognized but well earned the hard way. And this is on account of the principal and the faculty, vision of your parents, and also we have amongst us a very distinguished category, principals of surrounding schools, you said, sir?
Neighboring schools, sir?
Neighboring schools. Well, they must be challenging you day in and day out.
They sit this side, sir.
My salutations to all of you. Education is a gift of God. If you get quality education, you are lucky. If you get this kind of education in a nation of 1.4 billion, you are privileged in the right sense. Education is a great equalizer. Equality in law or otherwise can be optimally and best secured only through education. Education hits very hard inequities, injustice, and that's what you are going to do all your life. Quality education, its accessibility and affordability are fundamentals for any democratic nation to achieve. Fortunately, you belong to a different category of society. Your parents have been highly indulgent to make available this education to you. But for others, I am included therein, the government over the decades has thought very wisely to have a similar mechanism. I come from Sainik School, Chittorgarh. It was in 1962 I joined Sainik School, Chittorgarh, from a village that did not have electricity, did not have road connectivity, did not have a toilet in the house. As a matter of fact, I came, to put it figuratively, from darkness to light in Chittorgarh. I therefore reflected on occasions, emotively, that my birth was in village Kitana, but that was biological birth. My real birth took shape in Sainik School, Chittorgarh. Therefore, you all are very lucky. To be at an institute like this, and occasion is 156 years of journey. Founders Day, my salutations to those who had this idea in their mind and realized it on the ground.
Sir.
This occasion and momentous for me is celebration of a living legacy of a tradition that continues to shape minds, mold character, and nurtures not only leaders but good citizens of tomorrow. Established in 1869 during British era, this institution has stood test of time with grace and dignity. My dear boys and girls, what a coincidence. Another important event took place in 1869, and that was birth of Mahatma Gandhi, the father of the nation. An apostle of peace and non-violence. I would beseech you, take out some time in the library to focus on brief biographies of our icons. The number is large. It is in every field: astronomy, architecture, science, arts, politics, philosophy, and the kind. This education was primarily meant to impart education to a select category.
Sir.
Now it has become representative,
Sir.
reflecting the representative character of our nation. Boys and girls, always remember, when we were in Sainik School, you were our envy. We envied that there were better schools around. We always took you to be luckier than us. And therefore, thank your parents. Have a deep sense of gratitude for your teachers and your stars, that you are getting world-class best education. For over a century and a half, the alumni of this institution, as reflected by the Honorable Governor, have made their mark, left indelible print on our minds by their contributions, spectrum of human endeavor in science, defense, literature, cinema, business, and public service. Therefore, this occasion is twofold. One, you have to reflect on the glorious journey you have had so far. But you also will have to devise way forward stance for the simple reason that a philosopher much before Socrates, Heraclitus, reflected the only constant in life is change. And he buttressed it by an argument that the same person cannot be in the same river twice. Neither the person is the same, nor the river is the same. You will have to change with the times. We have lived through times where a landline was absolutely a privilege. And look at now. India boasts in the world of having largest number of smartphones. Digital penetration and connectivity which is unrivaled in the world. You must have heard very frequently artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, blockchain, machine learning and the kind. But these have entered your life. In school, in workplace, in homes. You will have to change and adapt so that you become worthy citizens of a nation, Bharat, that is home to 1/6 of humanity. And for you, it is motivational, inspirational. Just reflect back and you'll find home. You are at a place where legends have walked. Major Somnath Sharma, Bharat's first Paramveer Chakra recipient, the highest military decoration of this nation. Your alumnus had it. He studied here. Field Marshal Manekshaw, architect of 1971 victory that has gone down in history as a page to be read by one and all ever. He brought that victory to the nation, having been nurtured by this institution. You live in that area, never forget. If I come to the other field, there are multiple areas I would not reflect on more. But I would make a reference shortly to Amitabh Bachchan because his spouse is a very distinguished member of Rajya Sabha, Jaya Bachchan. Amitabh Bachchan always reminds you, work is worship. There is no age for work. You must continue to contribute. Now, my dear young boys and girls, their phenomenal achievements are your heritage, and heritage matters. Their achievements are your foundation, but there is something more. Their legacy is your responsibility now. You have to create new benchmarks. I have no doubt you will do so. This institution, like many other good institutions in the country, do not just educate. Other principles are there, they will bear me out. You are inspired here. You are helped to shape your minds. And on this occasion, I am particularly reminded of what Vivekananda ji said. What is education? Education is the manifestation of the perfection already in man. Vivekananda ji, he barely touched 40 years. But we iconize him, the world iconizes him. His address at Chicago, brothers and sisters, resonates in our ears and ears of everyone in the world who cares for sanity. So, education is the manifestation of the perfection already in you. You have a soothing environment here to fully exploit your potential. Realize your talent to the fullest level and thereby fructify your dreams and ambitions. And Vivekananda ji gave another motto: arise, awake and stop not till the goal is achieved. Don't have narrow goal. Don't have self-centered goal. Have a goal for the society, for the humanity, for the nation. If you look around, let's say for 1,000 years, who are we revering today? Who are we remembering? Only those who gave back to the society, who worked for the society, who lived for the society and led their lives for society. So bear that in mind. Look around Nainital. What a wonderful place. People flock to this place. It's a great tourist attraction. But at the same time, we find we are faced with fragile Himalayan ecology. We are faced with it. And we are therefore reminded of climate change. Climate change is a time bomb ticking. We are cliffhanging. We don't have another planet to live. And that is why the Prime Minister of the country gave a clarion call, Ek Ped Maa Ke Naam. I was happy to have it for both my parents, but I appeal to each one of you and to students all over and principals in particular all over the country. They must imbibe this spirit in the students. Because when a mind is nurtured at young age, tender age, the mold is lasting. Because this brings me to another core issue, that is sustainability. There has to be sustainable development. We cannot engage in reckless exploitation of natural resources because we can afford. No. Optimal utilization has to be there. Believe in that. You boys and girls are in a delicate ecology zone. I urge you to lead life defined by eco-consciousness and sustainable choices. You are experiencing it firsthand. Just imagine if it doesn't last for long. What irretrievable damage will be doing to humanity and to this place in particular. In this century, we are not only to literate people. Literacy mattered long back in Bharat. Bharat today is no longer a nation with potential. No. As your potential is exploited to your great advantage by hand-holding attitude of your faculty members. Similarly, Bharat is no longer a nation with potential. This nation's potential is being exploited day in and day out. It is a nation on the rise.
Yes.
The rise is continual. The rise is incremental. And if I go by last decade, at a global benchmark, the economic rise of Bharat has been exponential. Infrastructure growth has been phenomenal. Among the large economies, we are the fastest growing. The last decade for Bharat has been a decade of development, decade of growth, decade of finding a new place in the global order. And that being so, you have to take it forward now. Because a developed nation status, Viksit Bharat as we call it, is not our dream. It is our destination. We have to achieve it by hard work, by perseverance. Already we are on track. Global economy, we will be third largest global economy in 2-3 years, which means we have traversed in economy against headwind, difficult terrain, air pockets, from double-digit economy, fragile 5 economies, to this elevated status. And therefore, institutions like Sherwood and the institutions in the neighborhood play a crucial role in nation building. You are centuries of character building, character formation, training in nationalism, training in leadership, laboratories for citizenship. You will have to imbibe high spirit, nation always first. We will have to subscribe to nationalism without qualification, unrestricted, because that is what Bharat, a unique nation with 5,000 years of civilizational depth, deserves minimum. On this occasion, contextually, I am reminded, boys and girls, of your motto. Very well chosen. But you have to live through the motto every second. Your motto encapsulates all you have to achieve in life. Myriad quisque palma. I practice how to pronounce it, but you would have done much better. Am I right? Let each one merit his prize. Now look at what it says. Mottos are not meant to be hang on walls. It has to become part of your life. And that being so, look at the motto. Don't just rival the other one.
Yes.
Don't just envy what the other one has done. You must keep on attaining higher level for you. In the process, the more you handhold someone, the more you help someone, even to march ahead of you, that will be your contribution. There are many people who have become very great in sports, science, politics and otherwise. But they will say, I give credit to someone else who may not have risen to that level. Therefore, do it. This land is not just a land of geography. Look at other countries which we envy on occasions. Now we are no longer envying them. The entire world is focusing on Bharat. Some have history of 400 years, 500 years, 1,000 years. No one comes close to us. When we look at our Vedas, Upanishads, Purans, our epics, Ramayana, Mahabharata, astonishingly refreshing for mind. They guide us ever. The discourse of Lord Krishna to Arjuna in Mahabharata, amazing. Let me tell you, boys and girls, little be curious about it. When our constitution was formulated, it had 22 miniatures. One was Lord Krishna giving a discourse to Arjuna at Kurukshetra. The other was Ram, Sita and Lakshman coming back to Ayodhya. Someone want to remind me? Okay. Coming back to what the world looks at India. World is looking at India not for its rise alone, not for its scientific development, not alone for infrastructural development. It is also looking at India because of its enviable demographic dividend. The median age of our youth demographic dividend is 28. We are 10 years younger to China and US. 10 years. And when we look at the composition, 65% of our population is below 35 years. Boys and girls, the world is changing too fast for us. We have not to be taken or overtaken by change. We have to create the change we need. We have to formulate the change which we want. And Bharat wants a change which is good for the entire planet. And that is why we have Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. In G20, we gave a motto to the entire world. One earth, one planet, one family, one future. That's what he gave, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. The good thing is that while you are extremely fortunate and lucky, but people in my category and now also are getting benefit of quality education. First, by way of number of Sunni schools that is proliferating, but also having Rashtriya Adarsh Vidyalaya or model schools. They are residential schools. Because a nation rises, when the rise is like a plateau, it can't be like a pyramid. But then you are respected so much that you have to outperform yourselves day in and day out. I'm sure Amandeep ji would help you know, and when you step out in the larger domain, you will know the great advantages of National Education Policy 2020. It's a remarkable policy. It distances you from degrees, credentials. It helps you discover yourself, your talent. My advice to you will be, never fear failure. Fear of failure is a myth. Failure is not failure in the sense it is understood by parents and teachers and others. Some of the teachers think he has got less marks. No. Failure is just a setback for the next success that is due to you. Whenever you think of failure, think of Chandrayaan 2, it failed, according to many. According to me, it succeeded 95% and paved the way for success of Chandrayaan 3, where we had the occasion and distinction in the world of landing on the South Pole of Moon, which no country in the world has done so far. Let Sherwood College emerge as a living model of this vision, blending global excellence and Bharatiya wisdom in the reverse order. Let Sherwood College be a shining example of this transformation, where global outlook meets rooted wisdom which we have. Boys and girls, it has been absolutely amazing experience for me. And I would therefore urge you, keep the legacy and heritage of Sherwood on incremental trajectory. To begin with, I extend warm-hearted invitation to those students, boys and girls, who were alongside me when I had 2 samplings in the name of my late father and mother. I invite them to be my guest at Indian Parliament. This will be also for the 2 who have managed the situation here,
Utkarsh and Ananya.
Utkarsh and Ananya. The one who painstakingly portrayed me, and the portrait here, painting here. The ones who performed in a spectacular fashion here. And the ones, I can spot them in their dress. Have I identified them appropriately? Well, my OSD, a brilliant person, enormously talented, he said paintings are by Anek
Ananya
Khandelwal and Angel Sani.
Angel Sani painted that photograph. Sir.
Yes,
That
Angel
painted?
What?
Durgama.
Angel Ananya Istana.
Angel, could you please stand? There is, sir.
Okay. Ananya?
Ananya, please bring that photo.
Yes. I will have it. We'll have it. Then the dancers, Ashwita, Pranita, and Praniti, and Angika. Am I right? 3 of them. instruments Rudra Harshit and Aaron David.
Rudra Narayan and Aaron David. Yes, really.
I seem to have forgotten someone, and therefore I miss the presence of my wife. She would make 100% success. Have I missed out someone? Boys and girls, this will be the first session only, to be followed at the discretion of the Principal Amandeep, and I'll keep on receiving you at Indian Parliament, the new building. It will be a joyous occasion for you to see what we accomplished during COVID.
Thank you, sir.
Alok Ranjan Ghosh, a 2011 batch IS officer, has been district magistrate at 4 places, along with Kostu Bhalekar will be coordinating it and sharing the relevant information with the principal today. Now, can I appeal? Make it early.
I'll make it a very early.
If you come between 21st of July to 12th of August, you will have the occasion to see Indian Parliament live.
Sir.
I am grateful for your patience, but I will share 2 things. As I studied in any school, I was very studious. I had an obsession. If I don't come at number 1, heavens will fall for me. They would never fall. But I was lucky to be number 1 all throughout. So those were the days when your school must have seen it. Amul was not the butter. It was Paulson.
Yes.
So when I would meet my teacher, behind the students will whisper, Paulson, 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 Paulson. So never be obsessed with being number 1, 2, 3 in the class. It's good if you are in the median age, median category. Okay? So 2 things you are giving up now. No tension, no stress. I appeal to parents. Parenthood is the most important obligation you owe not only to your children, but to the entire humanity. And so please do not stress your children. Don't decide what their object in life is. If you will decide, all of them will end up being in pursuit of money, in pursuit of power. Where would we have scientists? Where would we have astronomers? Where would we have people who define destiny for the entire globe? Thank you for your patience. I'm grateful.